Leslie, how are you?
What's up?
How
I'm
you
doing so
feeling?
good. I'm feeling great, man. I'm feeling good. Another day, new blessings. What can we say? How you feeling?
I'm feeling really good now that I'm talking to you. We chilling. We gonna have a great conversation. It's gonna be really
Amazing.
good.
Yes, I'm so excited. I'm happy to be here with you, man. Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to have you. So, how has life in this pandemic been?
Oh man, it's been just about everything. It's been ups, it's been downs, it's been in betweens, but I feel like I've learned a lot, just like all of us. I feel if you're above ground, you've learned a lot of lessons in the last year, and we're still learning some more, and that's what life is about. And so I think with more challenges, you really discover more of who you are, and that's what it's been like for me. I've been able to take some time outside of work to find like what's really important for me, and that's been really good.
So, what are some of the things that are really important to you right now?
Yeah. Oh man. Definitely like prioritizing things in my daily life that are aside from work. Like I've always been someone that's prioritized family and also like have my family be a part of my work. I've integrated like the things that are important into my work, but I never really took time to like just have time for myself aside from what I love to do because my thankfully, my job is pretty much my passion and
Mhm.
it sometimes doesn't feel like work, but it is still important to just find a moment where you can just be you and not necessarily worry about being on all the time. And so definitely meditation and prayer and like just spending like moments doing stuff that doesn't necessarily have to amount to an outcome that has been important for me in this time. I've learned how to do that more.
Just like mindless entertainment. So, when you're not
Yeah.
performing, yeah, like watching TV, watching Netflix, or is that some of the
Yeah.
things that you do when you just do not have
Totally.
anything to do?
Totally. Yeah. I've been delving into just watching shows that I love, rewatching old movies that I love. I did that a lot at the beginning of quarantine. Let's go. So I've been, oh man, I rewatched Sopranos, went back and like watched some really good movies that I just love and that also feel like my passion of what I do already. But it's just like, it doesn't feel like pressure to, you could just enjoy yourself.
So, what are some of the shows that you're rewatching? Because I am the type of person that will watch the same thing over and over and over again, and I don't know why.
Same. I can rewatch. I actually enjoy rewatching stuff more than
Me
like
too.
watching it the first time. Yes.
Mhm.
So like I said, I rewatched Sopranos. I went back and rewatched Euphoria, which I watched when it originally came out,
I've
but
never seen Euphoria. Probably
you
one of
gotta
the only.
watch.
Really?
Yeah, music on it, music choice on it is really good as well. So that was also really great to just hear. They just all across the board did a great job, and there's some new episodes too. There was one more that I was gonna say. Oh, I May Destroy You. Pretty much everything that's on HBO Max, we've been going in on it.
You know what? I've been watching American Horror Story over and over and over again.
Oh, that's a good one.
The first
That's
season,
a
Murder
good one.
House, Coven, and the
Yeah.
last season, Apocalypse in 1984.
I didn't watch the last one, but I watched the first two, and I was like, "Ooh, this is." I don't know if I could watch this by myself.
Exactly that, and also I've been watching Pose a lot over and over and over again because
Which
I
one? Which one?
Pose.
Pose. Yes, Pose is such a good watch. Yeah, that one I could watch again and again. I've already watched it twice, but I think you just remind me I might have to go back.
Listen, all I do, I will sit and watch it over, and like I am
Yeah.
at the point that I can recite lines at this point.
Yes, that's the best part. That's a different experience than the first watch. I'm telling you.
Exactly. All
You
right,
feel
so
part of the cast.
say that one more time.
I said it's a different experience than the first watch. You start to feel a part of like you're a part of the cast.
Exactly, 100%. So when did you get bit by the music bug?
Oh man, I was really young. I grew up I'm Dominican, so both my parents are Dominican. Moved to New York, and so as a typical Latino family, we grew up listening to music all of the time.
Mhm.
And so it was really easy for me to show just from a young child like before I could even talk, that I loved music and I loved to dance and I loved to sing. I was trying to sing before I could talk. And then by the time I turned like 6 and, you know, your parents start asking you, okay, what do you want to do when you grow up? I was like, I want to be an artist. I just knew I loved to like perform, and I started, you know, thankfully I had 2 parents that really encouraged all of us, all of my siblings. I'm the youngest of 7 siblings. We're a big,
Mhm.
you know, kind of mixed family. And they always motivated us to find what we really, really loved. Um, and not, you know, regardless of whether it was a safe route or not, and really push into that, because they said, you know, if you choose something that you don't love just for the safety of having a job, you're going to be mediocre at it and it's not going to be good for you either way. And that's not what life is really about. And so from the moment I said, you know, I want to sing, they were like, all right, well, every opportunity that comes, you better be the first one with your hand up, and you better prepare yourself. And so that's kind of when it all started. Yep.
So you wasn't shy, like, at all?
As a kid, I definitely was very, very more outgoing than I am as an adult. I will say that.
No fears?
I was ready.
You didn't have any fears?
Yeah, I didn't have any fears. I think also my mom was just like, the moment I said that, she was like, well, you can't be shy anytime somebody asks you to sing.
Right.
So if I asked you to sing right now, I think when I told her that, she was like, you don't know how to sing. And I was like, yes, I do. And I started singing right away. And so from that point on, she was like, put together little outfits for me to sing in front of like the family at the family parties. And then I started singing in school. And as I got older, I did musical theater in school. And then I started singing in church. And then, like, you know, every opportunity that I had, if anybody in the friend group that my parents had did anything with music, they were just, oh, my daughter sings, so like let's try and do something. So kind of just took advantage of every opportunity and wasn't shying away from it. Now I try and look at myself, you know, as an adult, I try and look back at my younger self and try and revamp that energy that I had as a kid, because it was just fearless.
You know what's interesting? I feel like the Bronx is such a musical borough, being as though it's the
Mm,
birthplace of hip hop. And I'm sure, like, you know, your
yeah.
early Saturday mornings, your parents were probably blasting music, wanted you guys to clean up if it was anything like my household. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, literally. There was music blasting, Windex going, and you know, we doing the dishes, and that's the first thing that's coming on that radio is music.
Do you
Yep.
remember the first song that you heard that just made you fall in love with music?
Ooh, that's a
Or do
great
you
one.
hear something right now that just brings you back to your childhood?
Well, that's funny that you asked that. I could definitely answer that. Now I'm living in LA, which is very different from where I'm from, and I kind of was raised in New York till I was 10, and then My parents moved us all to Florida. So it was very normal for me to listen to Latinx music, Hispanic music, just all the time, even if I wasn't inside my household, because I lived in such melting pots. But now living in LA, I find it's so hard to hear like tropical music even on the radio and stuff. And so now I play like,
Different, because I'm from New
yeah,
Jersey. It's a different type of vibe here.
yeah,
Like even just being in Jersey, because I grew up in areas where there was, my Dominican cousins, I call them, and
yeah,
my Puerto Rican friends. Like it's
yeah.
different. Like even
It's
the
very
radio
different.
out there is different from out here.
1000%,
Correct.
1000%. It's like a standard that you're gonna get like mixed sounds, and because of the population there. And so here, I've been trying to just revamp my days and like remind myself of just bring some of home here. And I've been playing merengue, bachata, all the classics that my dad would put on the radio, especially around like the holiday season. And it just makes me feel like they're here with me, because I'm such a family person. I miss my family a lot, so it just brings me back to those days when we would be cleaning in the house, and Fernandito Villalona would be playing, or like Juan Luis Guerra would be playing, Gloria would be playing. Like
Mhm.
those are the songs that take me back.
Speaking of the legend Gloria, you remade Conga, which I like the flair that you put onto it. What made you
Yeah.
decide that you wanted to remake it?
Yeah. Oh man, what an iconic track. That's definitely one of the songs that I was dancing to when I was a kid, imagining that I maybe could do something like what she was doing.
Mhm.
And the idea originally came from our team at Bacardi. They wanted to do a partnership, and they wanted to revamp like they wanted to basically bring three artists that had never worked together before, have them create a brand new song, which they've done in the past, and create a global campaign around it. But this time they wanted to use the song Conga. And when they originally proposed that to Boy Wonder and I, we were like, "Is this allowed? Like, this is a major song. Like, we
Right.
can't just
Can't
use
mess
the
it up.
song. Yeah, you can't mess it up. And if you do, and if you do use the song, you really, really have to do it justice and make sure that the originators are behind it." And so they were like, "No, Emilio actually has a huge history with Bacardi. He used to work for Bacardi Corporate, and this is like a very special thing that we want to do and involve them in every step of the way. But we want to give you guys the liberty to go ahead and make a new track around the original hook and maybe incorporate some things from the original, keep the essence of it, but we want you to make it a brand new song for 2020, 2021." And we were like, "Okay, let's give it a shot." So we did. We spent a lot of time on making sure that it was right, that the structure was right. We knew that eventually, they'd find somebody that would just bring it a fresh touch, and that was Meek Mill with his verse. And we had such a good time. Everybody became friends in the process of creating, like, not only the song but also the video, which was a major feat to do during the pandemic. It was crazy.
That's what I wanted to ask you. So I was going to say, was the video done in the pandemic, and how was it different from you making music videos before the pandemic?
Listen, bro, it was it was very different. It was incredibly at the beginning it was, a big challenge that we thought that we might not be able to do until, everything kind of settled back to normal, and nobody knew when that would be. And so we kind of just took the time to get more information of what was going on around the world with coronavirus and see if we can piece this huge project together to film elsewhere outside of the States. And that's eventually what we did. We went to Portugal, where they were like, at the time, they had done a really good job at controlling it. They had like 90 COVID cases in a huge, country. And so they were like, "We're going to shoot this there. This is a perfect place for it. We're going to make sure that only a few people fly from the States," which was me and like part of the team. And then the production team was local. And thankfully, everybody got out safely. They made sure the protocol was all, locked down. But you can, it's a little bit scary when you put a lot into a project and you don't know, if you're doing your best to make sure. There's so many moving pieces. There's so many. You watch the video. There's like a lot of people in that video and in that campaign. And so we just want to make sure that everybody was safe. And thankfully, everybody was. And nothing was sacrificed in terms of creativity for the project, which originally we thought we're not going to be able to do this like this. So thankfully we were able to, thanks to the team, make it happen, and it turned out great.
The only reason I ask is because it looks like a pre-COVID music video. So that's
Literally.
yeah.
Yeah, man. It was, I'm telling you, it was months of planning, and like they brought on, all the COVID team to make sure that everyone was following instructions and wearing masks prior at any moment that we weren't on camera. Everybody was tested, the whole nine, every single day. And so I think that was definitely important. Also making sure that we did all the prep beforehand, so that we spent minimal time on set, like trying to get things to happen. But it was a 4-day shoot. It was, it was a big deal to do in this time. So I just felt blessed to be able to make that happen.
It looks so dope. I want to know, what's one thing that you miss about the outside?
Oof. I miss the collaborative factor, of being able to do this in person. Like, I wish we could do this in person and feel people's warmth and just feel like you're making more things together. I definitely I'm blessed, and I know a lot of us are, to be able to continue to do our work from home and continue to do, find new avenues of creativity, and adapt in a different way. But I think there's some things that, just don't feel the same without being in the same room, especially creating music and, things like that, where you want to brainstorm with people in person. So definitely that's that. And my family.
Right.
Man, my family. I miss my family. I miss, being able to hug my grandma without, feeling bad or feeling like something could happen. So definitely that's the number one thing for me.
Is fam still in Florida?
Family's still in Florida. Yeah, my grandma's in Florida. Majority of my family's there. I have some siblings in New York. Most of my siblings in New York. But my parents and my other sister is in Florida. So miss them. Hopefully we're gonna see them this month though. It's my mom's birthday this month, so I'll be flying to see them and keeping it safe. But we'll be able to see them.
Absolutely. I'm so happy that you get to celebrate your mom. When's your mom's
Yeah.
birthday?
February 5th, this Friday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I won't be able to be there on her exact birthday, but I'll be there, a couple days later, and we'll be able to just spend some time with them. And
Are you gonna surprise her?
yeah,
Does
I
she
was gonna
know?
surprise her. She knows now, but
Okay.
I was going to surprise her, and then moms, they're like, so I guess you're just not gonna, I'm just not gonna see you this year for my birthday. I was like,
I'll be
oh,
like,
I
yep, you
can't. I'm
try
not gonna
not.
be able to deal with this. I can't. I'm gonna get it forever if I don't just tell her.
No, I'm that dude. I'll be like, yep, you sure won't. See you next year.
You won't. It's coronavirus. I want you to live. No, but I couldn't do it. I can't. I can't take my mama's heat. She's a Dominican woman. She'll make me pay for it.
Oh, so lovely.
She won't let me live.
Any ethnic mama.
Yeah, she won't let me live. You already know how it goes.
So listen, what's next? Tell us what's happening next.
Yes. Oh man, I've been working on my my next album. I know a lot of fans have been waiting for some new music, original music, and I've been taking my time with that. I've been going through a lot of transitions. I just finished filming in the Heights last summer, and well, not last summer, the summer before. Last summer didn't count, but the summer before that one. And it was supposed to come out last summer as well. But you already know, as the story goes, COVID, and now it's coming out this summer. So that's coming out June 18th. I'm really excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, after shooting that, it really gave me a fresh look at how I want to present my original music, and how much intention goes into things that really end up connecting with people. And I never want to rush my music and what I put out there in the world. And so I'm taking my time forming a project that is what I feel is going to be like one of the most important projects that I've put out since I've started releasing music. So that is coming. More of that is coming this year around the time when In the Heights comes out as well. And I'm really excited about that. It's been a journey.
Well, I gotta say, it was a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you.
I
It was
cannot
a pleasure
wait.
for me.
Thank you so much. I cannot wait until we meet in person. I cannot wait until like the outside world app opens back up so we can do this properly. And
Yeah, man. I would love to do this properly in person, man. Hopefully so soon. We're right around the corner, God willing. And so this was awesome though. Thank you so much for having me. You're such a light. This was our first time talking together, but we could go on. We could go on.
Go on for hours and hours and hours. Man,
yes.
I'm just glad that we're not in New York City with that snowstorm, man. Thank you.
Word. Thank you, love. Thank you. Have a great day.